Hi Salam, welcome to the makeup chair. So today I'm going to be doing a full coverage glam. First I'm going in with the vitamin enriched face from Bobbi Brown, warming it up between the hands and then applying it on the face, on the middle of the face outwards in a massaging technique, upwards and out. Always making sure that you are getting it into the skin because you want the skin to be nicely nourished, hydrated. I have pre-prepped the skin, obviously cleanser, toner and moisturizer as well. I haven't used SPF because I'm not going out. And as you can see, the skin is nice and tacky. Next I'm going in with the Dermalogica eye cream. Eye cream under the eye helps with the crustiness or not getting crustiness through the day under the eyes or the concealer or any makeup. You want to apply it by patting it in under the eye area and then massaging it outwards. By massaging it outwards, you also assist with lymph drainage, which helps with puffiness under the eye. I'm just making sure that I'm massaging all the product in nicely, not leaving any residue that will grip product unevenly under the eye area. Next I'm going to dry it down with a fan just to speed up the process. It's nice to let the primer and the concealer set a bit before applying any product on top of it. Now first step, I'm going to go in with my eye brightener from NARS in the Magic Hour shade. It's got a nice orange undertone, so it's going to help to neutralize the brown under my eye area before applying concealer. I'm taking a bit of the color corrector, placing it on the back of my hand, and then warming it up a bit just to make application easier. And then I'm using a brush, a slightly angled, dense brush, and I'm patting it into the area only where I have the pigmentation or discoloration under the eye. This is going to help with no ashiness showing through the concealer and also using less concealer in the application. Sorry, I switched off the phone by mistake while I was recording. I'm going to do exactly the same with the other side of the eye. Applying the eye brightener from NARS only on the pigmented brown areas under the eye. Now I'm going in around my mouth. I have a shadow, natural shadow around my mouth area. I fondly call it the colored curse. A lot of skin that have pigment in tends to have the shadow around the mouth. I'm also applying it on a little pigmented spot that I have on my cheek over there. Because remember, we're going in for full coverage. Now I'm going to take some of my NARS setting spray. Pressing it, saturating the brush by pressing it in and just blending it into the eye brightener. This will help with the creasing or not creasing under the eye. Just doing the same to all the areas where I've applied the color corrector. Once again, just patting it into around the mouth with the setting spray. Now I'm going to go in with my NARS light reflecting setting powder. It's translucent, it's called Crystal. Very little on the brush, saturating the brush and making sure that the product is distributed evenly on the bristles and just lightly setting the color corrector around eye area, around the mouth and on the little pigmented spot that I have on the cheek. This is going to stop the color corrector from moving around when I apply any other product on top, either the foundation or the concealer under the eye area. I'm going in with my Glam Multi Glow tint. This gives a beautiful glow on the skin. It also helps me get a bit of a more bronzy tone. I love my skin to be just a little bit more tan. It's a personal preference. And I'm just lightly tapping and pressing it into the skin. I'm not going under the eye area as that is where I'm going to apply the concealer, but I'm pressing it in all over the face just to bring out that glow and once again also bronze up my skin just a bit, as I said, preference, I like my skin to be just a bit more bronzy. Not going too close to the under eye area. As you can see, the skin is glowing beautifully. Absolutely love this product. Just setting it a bit with the NARS setting spray. Including NARS setting spray or any setting spray in between your steps is a good idea if you want it to be long lasting, full coverage makeup. I'm going in with the NARS Natural Radiant foundation. I'm using 2 pumps and I'm using the shade Syracuse. I'm just putting it on my hand. In the meantime, I'm going to apply the concealer on these areas just to give it a bit of setting time. And I'm using the Bobbi Brown full coverage concealer in the shade Golden. So this is a shade that's fairly close to my natural skin color. I really need to get me a burqa to help with these makeup because my scarf keeps moving. So I'm just going to warm up that foundation. This will activate the skincare in the foundation but also give a nice, beautiful, easy blend. Taking my full coverage Bobbi Brown foundation brush and saturating the brush with the foundation to get a nice even application. And I'm just going to press and pat it with the brush into the skin. And as you can see, instantly I get a full cover with this foundation. And just the 2 pumps around the mouth area, on the nose, going back to the hand to pick up any product. I personally don't like too much foundation on my forehead as I don't have a lot of blemishes or any marks on my forehead that I need to cover. Just making sure that it's pressed in everywhere, into the down the neck, just to balance color. Keep on pressing till I get that beautiful even blend. Nose area. I'm using just a bit of setting spray as I'm going to blend the concealer now. So now that first layer is kind of set onto the skin, it's going to give me a beautiful full coverage. And I'm just patting it, pressing it into that area, very targeted where I want it to be. I'm not going too close to under the eye first, blending it in an upward towards the temple to give a nice lifted look. Once again, I'm using a color that's quite close to my skin tone. So the setting spray will help the concealer to set and not move through the day. Just patting it in once again in the direction to the temples, a nice lifted look. Not going too close to the eye. Making it sure that it's all blended in nicely. Gonna set that quickly. Using a fan in between also helps to get a nice quicker set on product. So you can apply the next layer instead of waiting a bit. Now I'm gonna go close to the under eye area with slightly slanted point of the brush and go close to the under eye and patting it in. I naturally already have the fine lines under the eye, so now I'm using the product and moving it up so that we don't have too much product in that area where I have my fine lines. And that's going to help prevent creasing by not using too much product. And you want to pat, but you don't want to move the product around. You want to press it in. And now I'm going into those fine lines and removing any product that might be stuck there and then blending it out. Once again, this is just to help with product getting stuck in there. And then my little trick, I like to purse the eyes together, and this will show me if any product is still settled in there. And then take the brush once again and just remove and blend out any product that might be stuck in the fine lines. The trick with full coverage application is to make sure that you blend everything in very, very, very nicely. Now I'm going to use a lighter shade of concealer just in that inner corner. This is in the shade Warm Honey, and a little bit on the outer as well, just to lift face and brighten. I am going to use the lighter concealer on the areas where I want to contour and brighten the face. So on the forehead, down the middle of the bridge of the nose, and on the chin, just above the lip as well. And I'm going to let that set just a bit. And I'm going to apply my liquid bronzer. I'm first going to apply it to the back of my hand and warm it up. And I'm going to use a more angled, dense brush, because I want this to be very precise where I'm going to apply it. I'm just on the cheekbone, at the hairline, at the temple, and I'm going to lightly press this in to that area, but blending upwards and not down, because you do not want to drag the face down, and I don't want to go past the edge of my eyeline, and just pressing it into that area on the cheekbone and upwards, just to create that lifted, sculpted look. Keep blending, and once again upwards on the cheekbone and up. Here's where you can choose how much contour, how much depth you want. And I'm just going to do the same thing with the other side. On the cheekbone, using the hairline as a guide at the temple, blending it upwards. Once again, I'm not passing the eyeline at the edge of my eye, as I want it to lift and sculpt. And you apply it in a diagonal way, a diagonal direction upwards. And I'm going to apply that same contour on the forehead, as close to my hairline as possible. If you're not wearing a hijab, you obviously want to press it into your hairline so there's no difference of color, because you want a seamless blend. Take a little bit more, just warming it up, pressing it into the brush, saturating the bristles. I'm going to contour under the chin, on the jawline, and then blend it downwards, just to create that shadow and a more snatched jaw. Blending is your best friend. And do the same on the other side. Once again, saturating the brush with product onto the jawline and blend it downwards. I'm putting some under the chin as well. And this will give a nice definition and more lifted snatch. So take a little bit more. I'm going to contour the nose. You can use a separate brush for this. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to press my brush flat. I'm going to apply it on the bridge of the nose on the sides. This is going to define my nose. As you can see, I go quite high up into the eye socket and just blend it in with the brush, just around the edge of the nose. Now I'm going to go back to the concealer. I'm going to wet the whole face with some setting spray, just to reactivate if any product has gone too dry, and just concentrate a brighter concealer in the inner corner, down the side of the nose, and then the outer edge of the eye, once again in an upward motion, just to snatch and lift the face. Concentrating the concealer in that inner corner in the brighter shade, and doing the same on the outer corner of the eye there, always in an upward motion towards the temple. And just want to pat it, because you don't want to move around any product and drag. Then we're going to the forehead, patting it in, down the nose, above the cupid's bow, and down the chin. So wherever you want to lift, you want to be using a brighter concealer. And wherever you want to push back and sculpt, you want to use your contour. Contour and highlighting is all about shadows and brightening. I'm just going to blend the edges into the concealer so there's no lines. Give it a more natural look. Don't be scared to go in and just keep on tapping, just for a seamless blend. And then once again, I'm going to take that edge and just make sure that there's no product sitting in the fine lines that can crease, and blending the brighter concealer in. So as you can see, I've decided that I want to contour a little bit more. Just create a bit more sculpting and depth. Saturating that brush, and just adding a little bit more contour. Yes, and as you can see, it just gives that extra bit of snatchedness to the cheekbone area. I'm liking that as well. Just blending at the edge into the concealer as well. Yeah, liking that more. Now I'm going to go in with my liquid blush in the NARS Afterglow liquid blush in the shade Dolce Vita. You can either go directly onto the face, but I like to put it at the back of the hand. Remember, for full coverage, you want everything to be blended. And we're going to change our brush. I'm going to go in with a more dense angled brush and saturate the brush with the liquid blusher. This blush gives a beautiful glow. It's got a lot of skincare properties. And you just want to press it into the area above the bronzer, merging with the bronzer and pressing it in. And once again, you can choose how much color you want by adding more. And I'm just going to the edge of the apple of the cheek and then blending it upwards over the edge of the bronzer. And it just seamlessly blended into the bronzer shade. I like to just dust a bit on the nose, a bit on the forehead, and a bit on the chin, and what's left of the brush. I'm just going to take a bit of the NARS translucent light reflecting powder again and set the concealer. And as you can see, it instantly blurs the skin. I'm also setting around my mouth area and in my laughing lines, on my forehead, down the nose. These are the areas where I tend to get a bit more oily, and also where my product tends to move a bit through the day if I don't set it. Once again, full coverage, so you do want to set the products. I'm going to go in with my NARS Art Escape palette. It was a limited edition. So wherever you've applied liquid product, this is where you want to set it. So I'm first going in with the bronzer, setting the bronzer, the liquid bronzer with the powder bronzer. This is full coverage, long wearing makeup. In the same areas where I applied the bronzer, I'm going over with the bronzing powder. You can use a separate brush. Once again, I just tend to squeeze my bristles a bit flat, and I'm just setting wherever I've applied the bronzer for contouring on the chin, down the neck. You also want to set your blush. We're setting the liquid blush with a powder blush by saturating the brush with product. This makes the blend easier and you don't get a uneven application. And once again, I'm staying on half the apple of the cheek and blending upwards because I want a lifted blush placement. And you want to use a fluffier brush. I'm using a fluffy angled brush just to get a bit more precision as to where I apply the blusher. Just make sure that it's nicely blended in and there's no lines between the blush and bronzer. Once again, I just like to take the blush and dust it over the forehead a bit and the nose and the chin. Just gives me a youthful look. And I'm going in with my highlighter and applying that on the highest point of the cheek and the upward motion to the temple. Just giving it a beautiful glow. This color is quite close to my skin tone. It doesn't have an ashy pushback. And I'm just applying with my finger on the bridge of my nose and a little bit on the tip. I like my butter nose, so I concentrate a bit of blush there. And then on the bridge, me fixing this hijab constantly, I need to find a way to not be doing this. Once you have set all your powder products, or once you've set all your liquid products with your powder products, I'm now just going to take the final set with some of the light reflecting NARS powder around the nose area, dust it lightly over under the eye to get that blurred set, forehead, nose. The translucent powder in the NARS doesn't move product. Also just placing it under the contour just to define that contour a bit more and brighten up the area under the bronzer and under the contour. Now I'm just going to set everything with the NARS setting mist. And this will melt your products into each other and remove any powder residues on the skin. And then you can dry it down with a fan or just let it dry down on its own. And as you can see, full coverage, seamless, no lines, a nice natural full coverage glam. Hope you enjoyed.